is, and we are live. So great. So welcome to our YouTube channel. I am Keisha with Keto Coaching with Keisha. Today I have joining with me Miss Kimberly K.D. Harden. Before we get started with anything, what I want you to do is please hit that subscribe button. So every time we post new information, you'll be one of the first to hear about it. So today we have an amazing person coming to discuss this with us. You guys know that we started these series a couple of weeks ago. And one of the things we had been thinking about was, what do we do to help you guys make this a lifestyle? And when we start thinking about that, the food part was the easy part. The hard part is all of these things that come in along with that, the mental part. How do we dress ourselves? The phantom fat. So we wanted to be able to discuss them and know some things we can do to help you guys make this an easier transition and that you can make it part of your lifestyle. So today we have, again, Miss Kimberly K.D. Harden joining us all the way from Atlanta, Georgia. So we're going to let Kimberly, Miss K.D., introduce herself to tell you exactly what she does and what we're actually going to be talking about today.
Yes. So thank you. Welcome to everyone. And I just want to say to you, Keisha, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you for welcoming me into your family, this community of winners, like-minded people. I mean, I don't even know if they understand how excited I am. This is my mission and my passion. And I just really wanted to say that I just found out a little bit more about your journey. I didn't know that it started out with surgery.
Right.
And then went from surgery to keto, and so now you're helping to help people and coaching people. So I just want to tell you that this absolutely is the right place and the right time.
Right.
Just everything is in alignment, and I just want to say that I am so excited to be here, and I am so thankful, and I am so honored. So I count this as a privilege and an honor to come before you and your community. So thank you. The other thing I wanted to do is just to jump in and say that I know people are saying, well, who is she? What is she talking about? And what does she do? And so I just wanted to give a quick little update on what that is and why it's important that I'm here, at least for me. And I want to grab a pen, a piece of paper, know that this is only an hour and that you all have access to me, of course, through Keisha. You can access me. You can jump in my DM. I'm here for you is what it is. And so this is my mission. If you can't tell already, I am so passionate about helping people win with showing up authentically. And so I just tell you, I can keep going on, but just so you know who I am, my name is Kimberly K.D. Harden. I'm a personal stylist, and I call myself a life and style coach because for me, your image is not just on the outside. I work from the inside out. And so that's your lifestyle. We have to look at every single thing. I help women mostly, but I do help men as well. And I help them to identify their authentic style, their personal persona, and then it exudes from the inside out. And so my mission is to empower professional women to discover their ideal image, revitalize their personal style, to show up in every single room that they walk into as the absolute person that they are. They're showing authentically and not as someone else. So today and every other time that I'm probably going to be with you all or that you see me, I'll be giving you tips, tools, and strategies that help you win and align with who you are to show up. And so, that is what I do in a nutshell.
I'm gonna stream this right quick too, because we were late starting to my Facebook group, so they'll know that we were on. I know they were on before, so we just want to make sure that they get the information that, hey, we're back here and we are ready to go. They have been so excited about having you join us, about discussing these things, and even a lot of the questions that we have actually will come directly from them. So we do want to make sure that they do have an opportunity to join us.
Please do. Like I said, I set this time aside, and I call it an honor and a privilege. So I am here for the group. I'm here for you. I am here to support, preserve, and protect.
And you know, you and I have actually been trying to get together to do something for quite
Yes.
some time now.
Yes.
You know, we've been talking, I think, almost a year now,
Yeah.
about doing something.
And I know with the stream that we did before, we were talking about how what I said was, it is the appropriate time, it's the place, and you know, everything happens for a reason.
Correct.
I am a true believer of divine appointment and divine timing. It was a divine timing that I met you all, because this was something that's near and dear to me, because I'm a plus size. And so, you know, a lot of people say, oh my gosh, you don't look plus size. Once I tell you my exact weight, and that's something else that we're going to get into, that it's not about your weight. It's about what you do with the size, no matter what you are, because you can be a 2, you can be a 222. It doesn't matter. If you don't have that authentic look and feel, you're not going to feel comfortable, and you're not going to show up authentically. And that becomes the big problem. So yeah.
Correct.
So yeah.
So one of the things that we had talked about when we were discussing the things that we wanted to make sure that we had an opportunity to get the people to understand was there's a huge mental part that comes in while you're losing the weight.
Yes.
And then again, once you've lost the weight. And a lot of times people will think, even when they're losing the weight, you know, we kind of lose a little bit of sense of identity. You know what I'm saying? Especially if we've been overweight for a very long time.
Absolutely.
So we've grown to identify ourselves with how we were. And so when we're transitioning, that huge mental part comes into play. And also, once we've transitioned, all of that comes into play. So we wanted to make sure that people understood, how do you go about dressing with fashion? Because y'all know, we still want to be fashionable. We still want to look cute. We still want to look good. So how do we go about that? Not just after we've transformed, but while we're transforming. So we don't have to just go around looking any kind of way. We can do that even during our transition in time, and then afterwards. So what are some tips that you can give us first about the transition period? Because, you know, we don't want to go out and spend a lot of money because our sizes are still changing. But at the same time, you know, for those who, you know, work and we want to go out in public, we still want to look presentable.
Right. So let me start with saying this. If there is anything that you can take away from this, I want you, there are going to be a couple things. I'm going to repeat them or just drop them in there, because I really want everyone to get this.
Right.
What we're doing right now is we're starting with at the mall. We're starting with going to purchase. We're starting with something that's external. It does not start there. And that's what I was saying before. The hard part is done. You all said yes to a vision. You said yes to a mission. You said yes to a vision of what it is that you saw, which was you being more healthy, you having the wherewithal, the knowledge, the keto way of losing weight. And so what that is, you have to understand that it's a process. And we said this on, I think it was early on this stream, that it's a process. And so the process not start with just the transition. The transition does start in your mind. It is a mind thing, 100%. And you all have done, if you don't hear me say anything else, well, I'm gonna say that about 3,000 times. So just put that as, this is number one of 3,455 gazillion. But listen, the thing about it is that beauty is a business. And it's a business to take your money and to take your mind to the level of where you need to go by. Because when you say fashion, you say fashion. I like to say style more so, because everyone has their own style. Fashion will fade. And you hear New York Fashion Week, Milan Fashion Week. That word fashion is just like, lights, camera. But the average person does not have the wherewithal, the bandwidth. They're not trying to go shopping. They're trying to get their kids.
That's true.
From school to practice to eating dinner and whatnot. And so we don't have a lot of fashion. So that's why I say your style comes from your personal style. So that's why I say a life and style coach is what I am. So to answer your question specifically about how do you make that transition, it's to know that beauty is a business. It's not about you, the person. And the average woman is a size 14 in America. And so the average person that you see that's going to be on these magazines, they are children. They're not going to have the body. They're not going to have the curves. They're not going to have the the extra sauce that you already have. So know it, embrace it, and that's the transformation in itself. So before we even start about going to a mall, the transformation starts here in your mind. The same transformation and the yes you said to yourself is the same thing. And I know it takes time. I know we were talking about the phantom weight. Sometimes you're going to see yourself as that same size. And I'm going to be honest with you. You're going to, most times, let me not put words in people's mouths, but in my experience, it has been where you see yourself as that same weight. You see yourself as that same what have you. But I have a hack for that, and we'll get into that in a minute. But
okay,
I don't want to get the hacks too much, but just remind me about the little hack.
Little hack.
And seeing yourself as you are.
Okay.
So start from the inside out, really and truly.
And another thing, you and I discussed this one too. This one is huge. I had been overweight all of my adult life.
Okay.
So when I lost the weight, there was a time when, because you know where I'm going, 40-something-year-old Keisha wanted to dress like 20-something-year-old Keisha.
Yes.
In my
hot girl summer.
I wanted to have me a hot girl summer, and that was before hot girl summer came out. I was trying to invent my own. But then, you know, I realized, now, don't get me wrong, that doesn't take away from anyone who, if you choose to do that.
Correct.
What I realized was that was a mental thing for me. It didn't have anything to do with my sense of style or my sense of fashion or anything. It was a mental thing because that took me back to a place when I became that size of who I remembered who I was at 20.
Right.
I had changed so much mentally since then. You know what I'm saying? So that was a little bit of period because I was still working in corporate America then, and I couldn't wear skirts in corporate America coming out of the junior section at these stores. Right.
No, ma'am.
No. So that's a little bit of a mental thing. So can you talk to us a little bit about what do we need to do, and how do we adjust, and what are some things that we can try to make us kind of fit into both categories? You know what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Because we still want to look young. You know, that's the thing. We still want to look young, but we still want to be appropriate for the workplace. You know, and there's a time and a place for all of these. Now that what I had picked would have been fine if I was going out on a Saturday night or something like that. But of course, for the workplace in corporate America, it wasn't going to work. No, it wasn't going to work.
So let me start. One tip that I can tell you that will take you a long way is that you have to dress right for your body type. Mm-hmm. And so what that means is that everyone can't wear the exact same thing the exact same way. And so once you learn your body type, you're able to do that. And again, that is a whole science in itself. And we talked about beauty a little bit also. The other thing that I want to say is that beauty is and let me just get into it. Just get into it. Go backwards a little bit to go forwards, because what I want you to understand that as much as it is a mental thing, it's also a science behind it. And the thing I think that we beat ourselves up, it's like we say some of the most heinous things to ourselves that we wouldn't even say to our own best friend.
Wow.
So I want you to be your own best friend and to know that to look, quote unquote, from a beauty standpoint in the industry, it takes a lot of work. It takes a style team. It takes a squad. And the average woman doesn't have it. Correct. They have people they have designers that measure their bodies. And that was what I was going to get into. I'm going to walk you into, there is a science behind beauty. And what we see is a mirror, and then we say, oh, we don't look like ... And then we take ourselves all the way around. I mean, we just drag ourselves for no reason. And so the first thing that I want to say is to allow yourself the opportunity to enjoy your body at whatever size you are, and to also take some time to, I mean, if you really think about it, if you could do it yourself, you would already have it done. And it's like when you go to a hairstylist, can you shampoo your hair at home? Yes, you can. You know, can you put a hot curl in your hair? Most people can. But if you want your hair to be done by a hairstylist, you go to a hairstylist.
That's
Same
correct.
with, you brush your teeth, we do this, we do some maintenance things, but then when it's time to go into the dentist to get whatever treatments, we get that done. So know that you need a team. You need those tips, you need those tools, and you need those strategies. And I'm just going to tell you, you have to invest in yourself. That's the bottom line. And so that's investing in the tools, that's investing in the clothing, and that's investing in your time. And so that's what that transition is. At your 20-year-old self, you could just go on and just do this, that, and the third because your body was that. But now that you transition into this other body, mentally, physically, emotionally, all of those leads is what I call it. You have to take time to invest in that to figure out who and where you are. And so I will go over quickly what those body types are, but if you can visually see it, and what I was going to also go into is as far as, and I'm going to jump into this also. One thing I want you all to do is to take some time and buy a tape measure. This goes back to the phantom weight.
Wait a minute. Did y'all hear what she said? Buy a tape measure. Did you hear what she said? But see, they understand why I cut you off, because I always tell them, quit looking at the scale.
My God.
And your inches that you lose will be what makes you transform.
Absolutely. Buy a tape measure. And I'm going to tell you that I'm going to tell you why. And this goes back to what I said. Beauty is an industry, but at the same time too, your eyes are going to tell you one thing, because it's going to take a minute for your eyes and your brain to catch up with the rest of your body. If you think about it, like you got a whole lot of this and then small space between these two, right? And so that, I'm telling you, it's going to take a long time for this to register. So here's the deal. And this is no shade, no tea or whatever. Numbers do not lie. It's a science to beauty. If you don't believe me, you can Google it. And it goes with symmetry. It goes with balance. All of that. Proportions are what makes you you. And so if there's nothing else that you don't take away from this, just understand that the way to get to confidence, the way to get to your internal you coming out the way that you really, really, really want it to be, is you have to take time. You have to go with the numbers, and you cannot lie with your eye. That's just it. That's the bottom line. And so quickly, the body types, and then, sometimes they go a little bit further in, but the 5 basic ones are going to be your hourglass. And of course, it's going to look like an hourglass. That is the one that has the most balance. That's the one that has the most balance on the top and the bottom. Think about what I'm saying about an hourglass. A pear shape is what they call it, like a piece of fruit, a pear. It's going to also be called a triangle. And so the triangle and the pear, it's going to be more like, it's going to be a point at the top, and then the bottom, you're going to be bottom heavy, if you will. That's what we call it old school. The inverted triangles, when you flip that on this end, where you have more weight on the top, and then you're smaller at the bottom. And then the most common is going to be a rectangle. And a rectangle is just going to be straight down, where there's not much definition between your shoulders, your breasts, and your hips. And all of that is more like a rectangle. And then the last one is going to be like an apple or an oval. And most times that's where your stomach is a little bit more pronounced. Mm-hmm. And then you're more of a rounded. And most times you have an ample bust, and then your legs are a little bit more sturdy, if you will. They're more shapely and all of that. And so if you know your body type, if you can see that, and that's why I go back to saying, if you know those body types, and of course it takes a minute to figure out what works well for your body type and all that, and we can talk about that. You can also DM me, what have you. Once you know that and you stick with those numbers, it will take you far, 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 far beyond belief. Because here's the deal. Again, I'm going to say this. Numbers do not lie. In your mind, you can say, oh, I'm a size 22 or whatever you came from. But if you're a size 2 now and you have that phantom weight thought, you're going to buy clothes and you're going to look just as, and I don't want to say bad, because I don't want to have a bad taste in my mouth around that, but you're going to look just as unput together, if you will, right, as you in buying the clothes that are not appropriate for your size. That's what I'm getting to. So know the numbers. And here's the deal: when you're buying things, absolutely know what it is your number represents. Like if a 12 is where you are, then find out what that number is and look at it for real. And I'll tell you another thing: do not look in your clothes. Don't just look in this size, because here's the deal: some designers actually design, they call it like a comfort fit.
Right.
And so you, oh girl, I'm in the side, whatever. Get what looks good for your body. I can't stress that enough. Get what looks good for your body. For real, for real.
That's funny, because, and I hope they're listening. They know who they are, because I've had several people who will call me and they'll be like, well, Keisha, I went in the store today, and I tried on a pair of size 6 pants and they fit, but I didn't get them because I am not a size 6. I'm like, so what size do you think you are? Not a 6, larger than that. So why did the pants fit? Yeah, they fit. Well, why didn't you get them? Because I'm not a size 6. I'm like, you might want to revisit.
Don't lie.
Right.
This is the emoji. This is the emoji. Numbers don't lie.
Right. You know, so that, again, that's that mental part that you're talking about that we have to focus on. Not, the numbers don't lie, and our minds have to catch up with that. Right. And often they don't. One of the things that you and I discussed, and you were kind of like in a wow moment when I said this. And when I look back at a lot of my pictures, and for those who've seen my transformation pictures, you'll know exactly what I'm talking about because you know how all of them looked. What I used to do when I was overweight, because even though my mouth said that I was so happy being a BBW, no knocking out to anybody who was, I'm just speaking about me and my journey. Even though my mouth said that, I didn't feel that way when I got to myself. You know what I'm saying? So I didn't like how I was shaped. I didn't like how I was. And so what I found myself doing was over accessorizing to decorate my body and make it something that I liked to look at. So it was like, to me, looking back now, I felt like I was decorating a Christmas tree in order to make it shine bright. You know what I'm saying? So I could accept it. So, and that was like a wow moment for you, because you was like, wow, I never thought about that. You know, so I've learned now that that was a mental thing, so I don't do it anymore, and less can be more. So I don't have all this bling shiny everywhere from top to bottom, looking like a Ferris wheel, because that's that. And I'm just talking about me. No, that's those I felt about myself. Right. Have you encountered that with other people, and maybe who didn't understand that that's what they were doing?
Well, I'll tell you this. I have, and at the same time too, like, it didn't click until you said it. And I say click meaning it wasn't my experience, but I've experienced it with people. So I get it. I totally get it. And here's the deal. And this is where it goes back to knowing your personal style and your body type, because there are certain things that you do need to wear. And I say need to, but you do need to wear to balance out those body types. Again, like if you are, just say that you are a pear and you want to, like a pear, and again, you have to think about it. Hourglass is more like this, right? And so that's balanced. Like you have the top and the bottom are a little bit more proportionate, and you have a smaller, you know, your waist is smaller. So if you think about those other body types and body shapes, if you have a smaller, like if you have a smaller top, you might want to put on a statement necklace that stands out. And that's why you have to know. And this goes back to what you were saying about how when you lost weight and you were going back to your 20-year-old Keisha, and you couldn't wear the 20-year-old outfits to work. There's a way that there's a way to mix and meld to where all of it can come together, but you have to know, and you have to know those bits and pieces to interject when it's appropriate. Again, like when you go to work, there are going to be some things that are probably not going to be as notable or as acceptable as if you're out on a Saturday. But here's I totally believe in having, and I just call it one wardrobe. Some people like end up taking the winter clothes and doing this. Look, I live in Atlanta, and so, you know, it could be 900 degrees one day, but again, I don't, believe it or not, this is another thing too. I don't really like to shop. Like I can do it well, and I know, because people say, oh my gosh, like you don't like to shop. Like I don't spend a lot of time at the mall or at boutiques or what have you. I don't. And the reason why is because I can take what I have And I have core pieces, essential pieces, and statement pieces. That's another tip. And we can get into that. That's when you teach and you learn. And I show people how to do that. And so you don't have to spend a lot of time like dressing, like going to shop for this, that, and the third, because you already know what's going to fit. You're going to already know what works. And I say what fits. Of course, you have to try things on, but you know there's things that are not going to work for your body type. So it goes back to decorating. It's no need to over decorate or to overcompensate or to go all wild, because you already know, hey, listen, this is my favorite. This is my favorite body part. This is what looks great for my body type. This is the right color. Because a lot of people think, oh, I can't wear red. Everyone can wear every color. It's just your shade. So I'm telling you, it's a science to it. And that's why I'm saying this 1 hour is going to be great. Just the tip of the iceberg. But I mean, it is so much to it. And it brings me so much joy because, like I said, the hard part is already done. It's already done.
And you brought me to another thing that a few of them brought up. When we're overweight, our wardrobe seems to be filled with black. Oh. Everything is black. So how do we go about adding color in? Here I am. I mean, I've been maintaining even on keto for 2.5 years, and I still will gravitate directly to black all the time.
Right. So how do you get away from that? So let me tell you, and this is me, nothing wrong with all black. And again, this is just me. I put myself on, I call it black shoe probation. Everything black. I put myself on probation.
I need to do that.
And I'm gonna tell you why. And and this is something I do want to talk to you about. You meaning Keisha, and you meaning everyone that's out there. There is a slight, it's a process that I go through with all of my clients. And it shows you what you have in your closet. And when you have black is not really a for real color. A lot of designers and everyone will say, hey, listen, wear black. And we have this mental thing that, hey, black is kind of slimming, but then it's not. I'm going to tell you that keeping it real with Kim, and then I'm going to tell you the industry. I'm going to flip back and forth so you understand what I'm saying. But once you have your core pieces, like your staples, your essentials, you can build on it from there. And then once you have, and I call it a clothing plan of action. I come up with a clothing plan of action. I start in your closet with the clothes that you have, and then we build from there. And so, it's not to publicize any and everything I'm doing and to make it seem like, okay, but that is something that I do with all of my clients. That is something that I would love to make sure that each and every one of the people that need help understand it's out there. This is something that, once you see it, it happens. We do this virtually, of course, since now we're in this COVID situation. But anyway, we can still do it. You don't have to be in the mall. That's what I'm saying. It starts on the inside. It starts on the inside of you, in the inside of your closet. Transition is good. I want you to know that. Transition is good. I got you.
That will be good, because that lets us know sometimes we don't need to go to the store.
You don't.
We can find exactly what we need in the closet.
And I tell you,
sure.
I also say that every person has gems in their closet. They just don't know what to do with it. And so, along with some of the services, there's a quick package that I provide. We start in your closet, and that's great because we get to see what's in there. We know what size. We can find out what size you are. Like we already said, we're going to take your measurements. And I want you to do that. A lot of this is going to be done by yourself, because I don't want to, when you're in people's closet, when you're in their clothing, that is very emotional. And you need a lot of kind of time to kind of become one with yourself. And I'll tell you another tidbit. This is another tip, a little homework that I was going to say too. Make sure if you don't have a full length mirror, get one. Get a full-fledged mirror. I was going to put that at the end, but I'm just going to start just rolling them out now. Get a full length mirror. Also try to take a picture of yourself, like a selfie, and then put dots. On most people's phone, you can make you can write text or whatever, but make dots on where your shoulder is, like your shoulder, then come down to where your breast is, then put where your waist is, and then your hips, and see if you can come up with so you can visually those points.
What your body type is.
Right. Just
Okay.
just quick down and dirty. And then we can start with the tape measure. I said, then you can start seeing. Because again, the numbers don't lie. I don't know how many times I can say that, but you got to go with the numbers, because we will fool ourselves every single time. And I'm just going to be honest. You treat your friends, your pets, your children, everybody better than you treat yourself.
That is true. That's crazy, because we had an impromptu live on one of my pages last night. This was probably about 11 o'clock. And it ended up, in my mind when I first started it, we were going to talk for maybe 5 minutes. We ended up talking for a whole hour. And that's what it was, how hard we are on ourselves. We don't give ourselves room enough for error or any of those things. And that includes with our style too. So, you know, and we don't realize that, hey, it's you. And it's okay. Right. So we do have a question. What are the core pieces we need in our wardrobe? And they want to know, how do you feel about leggings?
Okay, sis, come on with the questions. Let's get into it. That's one of my, I have a couple little notes right here. Okay, so let's talk about core pieces. What are some of the core pieces?
Mm-hmm. What are the core pieces we need in our wardrobe?
Okay, so let me say this. And I want everyone from the valleys to the top of the mountains to understand that you absolutely must have, no one really talks about this, you must have outstanding, and I said outstanding and amazing undergarments. Let's start right there. Most people do not know what size bra they wear. And then on top of that, well, I don't want to wear DDD. Listen, ma'ams and sirs, your undergarments are everything. You can spend $400 gajillion billion on an outfit and it look like total trash, because
I totally agree.
Your foundation pieces, what have you, whatever you want to call it, do not look appropriate. And I know we've gotten away from slips. Sometimes you need them, ladies. Some people don't want to wear, and there are different levels of stationary garments is what I call them. Because when you say foundation, people go into craziness. When you say shapewear, people go into craziness. And I'm going to be honest with you, because this is keeping it real with Kim.
Keeping it real with Kim. Okay.
I'm going to tell you that if you are losing weight with keto, if you're losing weight, however you're losing it, your body is going to shift. There is going to be. If you are not in the gym, or you can be in the gym or not, I don't know. Everybody's body composition is different. I'm not here to say yay, nay, or whatever. What I'm going to say is that you may need to have additional support to help you look your best. I'm just going to tell you. And it's going to go back to how you put it in your clothing. I'm going to tell you that right now. So do not be afraid of undergarments. So core piece, undergarments. Number 2, you're going to have staple pieces. Like you're going to have a good skirt. You're going to have a great dress. You're going to have a great blouse. You're going to have a great, and I'm just going from the head to the toe, a great staple piece. And those are the pieces that if you start from your head to toe that goes down well. Great statement necklace. Those are just some general things. But again, it goes back to your body type. What does that look like for you? And of course, and I would say, once you start losing weight and you start feeling confident, know that you're going to have to go in stages. Just know that, like, I would say also clothing like knit and jersey, because that'll kind of conform with you. And those are things that they'll grow with you, grow and expand. But just know that, hey, listen, take yourself on a little quasi shopping spree. The clothes that don't fit, just take them nicely, fold them up, put them in the bottom of your closet if you're not ready to part with them. And then the clothes that fit, then that's when I can work with you on building those things to start elevating your look. Because the last thing you want to do is to spend all this time and all this effort in looking great from a physical and health standpoint, but then you put on a frock, you put on, something that is just, and then here's what it is. Your eyes and your mind, again, you're going to see, it's going to be that size that you used to be, and you're still not happy. So get into it. Help me. Let me help you. Help me help you. And then let's get into the leggings and the jeggings. Let me tell you, sis.
Okay.
Leggings are not for every single thing. And I'm going to go, let's just take it all. Let me take it there also. Athleisure. A lot of people are taking biker shorts and wearing them every single place. That is not the answer and the solution. Let me help you find something that is appropriate for your body, appropriate for where you're going. And here's the thing. I don't really have a problem against leggings. And I would actually say a lot of times that when you're transitioning with your weight, leggings are actually, they can be good.
Right.
But it has to be a legging for real. Don't play yourself and put on a tight and think that it's a legging, because that's not where we're going. That's not what we're doing, sis. We're not doing leggings and jeggings over here, but it's really a tight. And then we see everything. We see all your goods and services. We're not doing that. We're not doing that. So I like it and I hate it. It's a love-hate relationship. When it's good, it's good. When it's bad, it's bad. So I think they're good when you're doing well.
I agree, because that's actually one of the things I had to tell my 20-year-old who is in college and loves leggings. And some of them I'm like, those are leggings? That's underwear. That can be fine outside. That you don't need to be going anywhere with it on.
Absolutely.
So, right. Regina says, I've emptied my closet of clothes that I could not fit 5 months ago. She needs to do it again.
Okay.
Yep, she needs to do it again.
So let me stay right there for a minute with Miss Regina. What I would say is that there's some things that you need to just know that if you get rid of them, they're going to be core pieces or staple pieces, and that you need to just re-up them in your size. And there's nothing wrong with that, because it's not like you have to go and spend a lot of money. And I'm going to tell you right now, I shop high and low. Meaning there's some things back here on this rack that I have that I'm sitting in front of. And if we need to go through some of those things, and that could be another time as well.
We want to. If we have time today, we want to.
That's fine. But listen, I go high and low. Like, people do not understand. I'm telling you that I can shop at a Neiman Marcus, and I can also shop at these little Simply Sixes or whatever.
That's right.
There are $3.99. It's not the price that you pay for everything. And I'm going to tell you, there's some things that you do have to spend money on. There's some things that you have to have. And I missed out on one of these. I didn't tell you everyone. And this is man, woman, boy, or girl. And I have some tips for men, but you need to have, for women, it's going to be a little black dress. You have to have one. And it's a cross-functional dress. And the reason why I say that too is because I can just kind of go out on a limb, and y'all can say, Kim, you're wrong. Put it in the chat if I'm wrong. But there are going to be some times where someone has asked you to go out on, just say, a brunch, a lunch, a dinner, or something, and you did not go because you did not have something to wear.
Oh, no,
Tell me if I'm wrong. Tell me if I'm wrong. I don't mind somebody saying, Kim, you're wrong.
Nope, you're right.
And the thing I'm going to tell you is that it takes time to find what you need for your body type. So start ahead of time. If I can tell you anything else, that's what I'm telling you. With your underwear, with your undergarments, with this little black dress. And for men, you're going to need to have a sport coat that fits well. Mm-hmm. And once you lose, I would say 10 to 12 pounds, that's a dress size. And it's also, it could be, a sport coat or pant size for men. So just know that in the back of your head. Do not be afraid to invest in a seamstress. But I'm going to tell you, let's go back to the men. It goes back to proportion. Think about this, and I'm going to do my hands like this. You know how if you take a dress in, you can take a dress and you can keep coming in like this, potentially, right? But at some point, your lines are going to be off. Think about pants. If you have jeans, you can keep taking the waistband in per se. But then think about it, sis, sir, your pockets are going to start coming in. Okay? And I'm doing this all with my hands so you can physically see. Again, the numbers don't lie. You can start seeing that your pockets are going to be closer to your buttocks crease. And that's not where pockets are supposed to be. It goes along with jackets and lapels. It's only so much you can do. And I'm going to tell you another tip. What you can do in the interim is shop at Goodwill. You can do some thrifting. But again, it goes back to what you need and what you're buying, so you're not spending money on things that you don't need. So there are tips and tools and strategies. Again, it goes back to fashion and beauty and the industry as a business versus dressing right for your body type, showing up authentically, having your eyes and your mind aligned, and knowing your canvas, your body type. I know it sounds kind of like, but I'm hoping that I'm debunking myths so you can just kind of get into this great weight loss journey that you're on. Because it's beautiful. I started out by saying that the hard part is done. You did the hard part.
Right.
This is the heavy lifting is what you're doing now, or have already done, and staying focused.
Yeah. I totally agree. Totally agree. Regina, who's on, she's actually a seamstress, so she's probably sitting over there jumping up and down. And she said, yes, I have taken up clothes for people, and I have told them this will not look good when you take it up. So there's only so much, alterations you can make to a garment before you're going to have to go buy something else.
Right. But a good, like I said, just a good couple of pieces, a good jean. I would say go with a very dark color jean, like an indigo blue and a black. You need those. And shoes as well. I would say, there's some things that are going to elevate your look and going to make you look pulled together. Here's another little tidbit. A pointed shoe, a pointed toe is going to make you look more than a rounded toe. A rounded toe is going to give you like a more truncated look. And don't get mad at Kim, because I am 5'2", okay? And I am a plus size person, so don't get mad. Hey, it is what it is. I'm just telling you that when you have these rounded things, and it goes with, again, I said it's a science to it. Your pointed toe gives you a little bit more of a finished, polished look.
Wow. Cool.
And I'm going to tell you, and also a little mascara on your eye is going to brighten your eye. Then people are not looking at all this. Try a little mascara. Try just a little bit of pop of mascara, a little bit of something on your lip.
So you just made me decide on changing my shoes for the weekend. My birthday weekend is this weekend. So definitely going to go with the pointed toe pump. They want to know, do you do color mapping?
I do color mapping. It takes a little bit more time, and I do it a little bit further in the process. And the reason why is because and normally this is, we can talk about this at the end too, but for the people of your group, the people of your community, I have a special pricing for a package that I'm offering that goes along with it. But we start in your closet, and I call it's basically a style session, and we start in your closet. But the thing about it is that once we get in there and we go through the basics of the color. But the color mapping process that goes into your actual, like your hair, your eyes, and all that comes a little bit later, because it gets, and I'm gonna be honest with you, it gets to be a little bit overwhelming. When we start going into your closet, we start looking at your clothes, your shoes, and your accessories, it gets to be like, whoo. But once we start going through, and this is real time, like I'm literally, we do this like visually, where it's either on Zoom or it's on your phone.
Right.
I'm showing you what you have in there and what those colors are. So it's a small one in the beginning, and then we do a little bit more color mapping at the end. But I do it, and I can.
How do you build confidence in what you wear?
It goes back to what I said about knowing your body type. And again, this is why I say that makes me different than a lot of stylists, because a lot of people will just go to the mall, buy all these clothes. Here, girl, try this on. Right. And you look like, my thing is, in the very beginning when I was talking about like my mission, I empower you to do it. I show you how to do it. You've got to know those tips and tools and strategies for your body. And that helps. That builds confidence, because I'm going to tell you what gives me the greatest joy is when we're on a session like this, and this is how we have a session. I see the light come in your eyes when I tell you, okay, this is why this works, sis. This is why this doesn't work. This is why if we take this and we add it with that, and it goes back to what I end up providing for you, the clothing plan of action. Okay, this is what you have. This is what we need to build on. And this is the outcome. This is what you're going to see when you take this and this, 1 and 1 and make 2, 3 and 3 and make 6. It's all mathematics. There's a science to it. So confidence comes within, and I help you with those strategies and tips. I promise it works.
Okay. Can you show us some of the things that you have in the back? Because I'm looking, and I've been trying to, eyeball a few pieces back there, because I love to dress.
Okay. So let me tell you some things that are some must-haves, right? So, and I say must-haves because there are things that people don't think about. And these are things that are going to help you along your journey. I'm just going to reach over here really quickly. Think about scarves.
Mm.
I'm going to start with accessories, okay? I'm going to start with a belt. Belts actually help you cinch your waist, okay? So think about belts in different colors, and they're going to be different widths depending on your body type and the outfits that you have to start bringing you in. So I'm going to start with those things, and you're saying, hey, listen, I don't want to spend a lot of money on getting dressed or doing something different. So think about your accessories. Okay, the other thing is I'm going to say a scarf. A scarf can be done and it can change your whole outfit. And the reason why I'm saying that too is because some of the outfits that you already have, if you repurpose them by putting a belt on it or a statement necklace, I'm going to turn around this way, a statement necklace or something that has another longer line. Like when you put this on with something that you already have, it's going to draw your eyes down lower. It's going to give you a longer appeal. And it's going to make you look a little bit more, I want to say like kind of pulled together and longer in your length, in your torso.
Gotcha.
And so these are some of the kind of tips. Also like solid colors. You can take a whole outfit and change the whole trajectory of what and where you're going with just a simple change of a scarf. Or let me go here. Here's one thing I want to show you too. A great statement necklace. This right here on just a regular tank top, I mean, just for instance, can change, like I'm saying, like for instance here, like this is, I mean, you know, I'm kind of extra, so, you know, I'm gonna have a frill or something, but you know, you can take this from day to night. You can put on a blazer with this and change the whole trajectory of where you're going. You can put on a pearl with that, or you could dress this up. So think about pieces like accessories, and then since I have this in mind, just start thinking about blazers. Okay, so this is a blazer, but look at this. This blazer it's actually a cape. So as sometimes your arms are a consideration, like you don't want your arm to show right, because of this or that or whatever. This has an actual, like, it's a whole thing. It's a whole vibe. I'm gonna stick my hand in it right quick so you can see, but you understand what I'm saying? Like, it's a blazer, but it has a cross function. So you are building pieces that are like, oh, it has some interest. Oh, I look great. And again, you know, when you have a simple blazer and then the necklace I had was over there, you know, some of these pieces are things that you can just mix and match, and you're going from day to night. This you can put on with a tank top underneath it. So you can wear this with some jeans. Right. Let me go to a jean. It's right here. So this is just a jean, right? And I'm gonna get into some playwear. Let me get into playwear real quick. Let me see if this is gonna work. All right, ladies, let's just talk about it.
Ripped jeans.
A ripped jean. Let's talk about it, ladies. Let me talk to you about ripped jeans now. Okay. So this is 50. I'm 49 years old. So I'm gonna tell you I still want to be cute. Okay, age appropriate. So let me tell you how this goes. When you get past a certain age and you're a certain body type, I need you to always understand you're gonna need some stretch in your garments. Let's go with stretch. Let's say stretch for 4,000. Okay, game show time.
Winning. All right, we got stretch.
On top of that, here's the deal. I know you want distress, but ladies and gentlemen, what I'm gonna tell you is that distress is not gonna look good when it's too tight. You have to wear it for your size. Mm-hmm. You don't want your body parts to start protruding from the distress. And let me just take it a step further. This is gonna save your life. Here's the deal. This distress do you understand what I'm saying? You don't see anything because it's distressed, but it has blue jean underneath it. You understand what I'm saying? So it's distressed, but your skin is not exposed, right? Mm-hmm. So whatever lumps or bumps or whatever you're trying to hide or whatever, or you're in transition, here it is. We got you covered. We got the stretch. We have you covered. You're still in style with the distress. And here's the deal. Instead of wearing shorts sometimes, think about potentially a capri. Here you go. Here you go. A capri. And it's dark. I'm just telling you, here's the deal about a dark jean. A dark jean is going to take you a lot further than a lighter jean because you can dress it up or you can dress it down. And again, just for instance, let's go back to that little situation there. I mean, here's the deal. You can put this on with a pearl and go somewhere. Or we had it the other way where you could go from day to night with that. So there's so many things that you can do. So let me just go with this also. Here's the deal. I don't know if you can see this, but this says 2X in this duster. Dusters are great. Invest in a couple of dusters.
I love dusters.
Exactly.
Love dusters.
You can up level your look with the duster, so you look very chic, put together, depending on if you change that into like some type of palazzo pant or something of that magnitude. Change out your earring to where it's a statement earring. I don't have one with me, but just if you can change that out. And then, I don't know, you can dress it up with a choker, just any old thing, but just know that you just have to have certain pieces that that can work, and you just kind of build upon them. I would also say invest in some great tank tops. It's hot outside. Again, you can dress those up and down underneath that blazer, underneath a duster, with jeans. You can go like so many places. Let me tell you another thing too. Another thing that I was going to say is that you need to really think about having a great graphic tee, right? So a graphic tee, this says, I don't know if you can see it, but it says faith. So this graphic tee can take you from day to night. In other words, if you were going to, and again, this is about transition clothing.
Right.
But let's go back to these capris. Now these capris, you could wear that, if you were going to brunch. But here's the deal also. Same jeans, but if you put on a graphic tee by itself, you could be at the ball field with your significant other, with your children, what have you, right? Okay, or let's go back to the blazer. You can put that on underneath, and now we're doing a full-fledged cuteness.
Right.
So I'm just saying there's certain pieces, certain core pieces that you need, and anyone that needs assistance with that, just jump in my DM, just send me a quick little note. And also, I have a 30-minute complimentary style session. So anyone that sees this can jump in, we can have a style consultation, and we can absolutely figure out what you need and where you are and where you want to go. So just a quick little run through of some of the things that you can do to move this transition along so you can enjoy the journey. Like,
right.
You have to enjoy where you are right now. And, you have to shop through this journey, shop through your changes, enjoy it right where you are, right where you are.
Totally agree. I think I told the group when we were discussing it last week, it was my mom who really brought that part home to me. I'll never forget one day I went in her house and I was like, well, I'm transitioning. I'm not buying any clothes for a while. I'm not changing anything. And I walked in her house and she looked at me and said, did you go to work today? I said, yes, ma'am. Did you wear those pants to work today? I said, yes, ma'am. She said, do me a favor and don't ever wear those again. Right. It's time for you to go shopping. I was like, yes, ma'am. So, even when we think we're just transitioning and that it's okay, we still want to look right. And right. So for my mama to say that, I knew that meant you probably need to do something to change that. Our time is up. We totally appreciate you for coming on to help everyone make this a lifestyle easier. I am going to have Kimberly's information in the description. So if you want to contact her for any help, all of her information will be there along with her website. She is amazing, and she can tell you anytime she and I get on the phone, it's like, okay, sis, we're just going to have to agree to be quiet because you and I both will just keep talking. It's like we've just known each other for a long time, and we'll just sit there and talk because we're both on like-minded places when it comes to helping people just better themselves from the inside out.
Absolutely.
So I totally appreciate you. You've always been such a blessing every time I talk to you. And you've always made yourself available. So really appreciate you, appreciate the work that you're doing to help everyone knowing how to let the outside express how good we feel on the inside. So What do you want to say in closing?
What I would like to say in closing is that use this time to enjoy life. Like tomorrow is not promised.
That is so true.
Keisha has made such an outstanding platform for this group to come together, and then also to provide resources. And I'm not just talking about me, because of course, like I said, and I'll let you know again, my social media handles and everything, but the information that she is providing is just like, it is breathtaking. Like, the support in this group is absolutely outstanding and amazing. And the thing that I would say the most is, do not go it alone. If you could do it by yourself, you would. And there's nothing wrong with needing support and getting that support. And just like I am so passionate about this, I am offering, like I said, I have a special package that I am offering for any and everyone that is in Keisha's community. It is and I'm just calling it a Sizzling Summer Style package. And it's for every and anyone, men and women, because of course with this, and I don't want to give it too much energy, but because of what we're going through now, they're having to pivot. And so it is in a phenomenal price point. Work with me. Tell me what you need to do. I will work out what you need. I do not want anyone to not have what they need because of money. Money is an exchange method, but it is not the end all be all.
That is so true.
Call me. Let us work it out for you. I do not want you to come this far, do this heavy lifting, and not have what you need. So it's a science behind beauty. I'm here to help. And please, please, please contact me at Stylist KD Harden. And it's Stylist Kimberly KD Harden on Instagram. On Facebook. And my website is www.kdharden.com. Call me, ping me, pigeon, SOS me, anything. I am here to help. And thank you so much. And I love each and every one of you. And look forward to working with you all soon and coming back to answer any more of your questions. This time went by so fast.
It really did. So again, we totally appreciate you. Totally thank you. Again, if you guys have not hit the subscribe button, please do that so you can continue to get notifications when we post new information. Again, give me a few minutes. I will upload all of Kimberly's information in the description on this, so you'll have her website, her contact information. Please reach out to her. I definitely am, because I need some help. So I'll be one of the ones who will be booking one of those sessions, so I can have me an appropriate hot girl fall, winter, summer, everything. So
what about a warm girl fall?
Warm girl fall. I can definitely do that. I remember seeing a thing that said I might not have been ready for my summer body may have not been ready, but my jeans and boots season will be on fire. So definitely make sure you reach out to her. Again, we are just so elated to have her come on and share this time with us. And please take all the information to heart. We will continue next week with another one in the series. I won't tell you guys what it is just yet, but it will be exciting. I got 2 more people I need to contact to make sure that it's a go. But again, we thank you so much. Love you as always. And y'all have a great and safe day. Okay?
Bye for now.
Bye-bye.
Bye.